Welcome to the SuperMegaCast. I'm your host, Ty Webb.
I'm your co-host, Wesley.
And we have our feature, Austin Rodderman.
Greetings, everyone.
Austin Roddy.
He's a very reputable source because he is a sophomore and an intellectual.
Yeah, y'all are like 5 in my eyes, so...
Supposedly well informed about this rezoning situation. Austin, what are your opinions about this rezoning?
I mean, on one hand, I do agree that some rezoning did need to happen because Reedy was filling up way too fast and we're over what our capacity should be. It's taking a toll on both the teachers and the students as it's harder for both of them to keep up. Because a lot of coaches, especially, have had to switch to teaching, like, regular courses. I think 2 or 3 of my teachers each year have been coaches, and I don't take any athletics. So that certainly speaks about the kind of toll it's taking on the population as a whole. So, I mean, some rezoning did need to happen, but...
Have you signed the petition about stopping the rezoning?
I have not.
So are you pro or con against it?
I mean...
As a whole.
I mean, as a whole, I'm inclined to agree, but to a lesser extent. I don't feel like it shouldn't have been extended as far out as it was.
Alright. So I'm gonna read some comments from this petition from change.org. Some valid viewers that want to change.
And you know these comments are going to be good because they come from mostly anonymous internet users. So.
I found one earlier that was really good. Hold on. So at Aiden Aluzan, I quote, "I admit Reedy isn't the best school on the planet with all the bathrooms being trashed and with the whole Batgirl situation, but it's definitely better than whatever's going on at Frisco High School. I take stoners occasionally smoking in the bathroom over blatant drug dealing problems. I take bathrooms looking like a stampede passed through compared to the lack of extracurricular opportunities offered, because that's a 5-minute inconvenience compared to getting opportunities closed on you just because your application wasn't competitive enough." Then it explains how things will happen, and it is what it is. I don't think it's cool because the education difference. The school's ranking, Reedy is 35th, and Frisco High School is 235th. And that's a big jump there.
Yeah, also, there are other high schools that are kind of near here that I would presume that are much better than,
Well, what about the new ones coming up?
Yeah, there are 2 new ones. I'm not exactly sure where they're, gonna be built, but...
We'll cut this part!
Continue.
Alright, so as I was saying, sorry, phone call. Yeah, there are 2 new high schools that are going to be built in Frisco, and we already have 10 here, which is pretty crazy. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to be built, but, I mean, still.
What if we're just patient, and instead of forcing everybody in a certain district to move over to a different school that they don't even know, having to readjust their lifestyles? I mean, it's even farther away, Reedy being like 3 miles and then Frisco High being 6 miles. That's also a time difference.
Yeah, there are pros and cons. I definitely agree with that. Honestly, this conversation has kind of swayed me to the rezoning, but I still think it's like incredibly unfair to the students who are going to be rezoned, and that's a huge bummer. I suppose it's up to the audience's opinion, but I personally would think it's cool if you guys signed the petition and change.org, especially if you live in an area that's going to be moved. And yeah, that's our call to action. Do you guys have anything left to say?
I repeat this: if you want to help or at least shoot your shot, because you miss every one you don't take, go to change.org and to opposing rezoning of high school. Hold on. Oppose rezoning of high school change for communities as southwest of Lebanon and Teal. Lebanon.
Dude.
Lebanon.
There you go.
I got Lebanon.
He got it first try.
Bye!
Bye!
Fuck! You wanna say goodbye?
Press space! Press space, man!